everybody, and welcome back to the channel today, where we're back in Remnant 2, now in 1440p. It looks a lot nicer, I'll give it that. I actually didn't know that this game was Unreal 5. I did not know that this game was Unreal 5. Unreal 4 engine is still impressive by all means, but I did not know this was Unreal 5. But it makes sense that it is, and it doesn't run well. Hello everybody, and welcome back. Welcome back to the channel. Today, I think we're gonna pick up where we left off and try our very best. I'm gonna re-roll Yasha, or Yasha, whatever the fuck it is. I still don't know the pronunciation of it yet. But we are gonna re-roll it. I didn't want to get out of that, thank you. Please bring me back in. There we go. So, we go there, and we are going to the Red Throne. Alright, we are at the Red Throne now. Let's see what we can get up to. Alright, never seen anything like this before. Well, I have. I haven't finished this quest line yet, but we are going to figure it out. The game just looks better at 1440p. So for those who are wondering, I am playing on an ultra-wide. I know, it is a little weird to say that I'm playing on an ultra-wide, but also this video is not being shot in an ultra-wide. So my laptop, right, I got it for an amazing deal. It was absolutely a wonderful deal I couldn't pass down. It is a i7, like a newer i7 with a 3060 laptop graphics card, which is a 6GB, which at the time I thought it was more than that, but I'm not going to complain because I got it for almost nothing. Yeah, I got it for like $300. I think it was a little less than that actually, but at the same time, it was kind of crazy. So anyway, with that aside, I am playing on an ultra wide, but I am basically having to dumb it down to a 1440p display so that the laptop will be able to run it. It can't quite run everything in 1440p. I'm actually surprised that it runs this game at an average of like 45 to 50 frames in 1080 or in 1440. So the previous episodes were actually recorded in 1080p. But the funny thing about 1080p is I wasn't getting much more than I am now. I was getting like maybe 55. So I was like, why not bump it up to 1440p, see what happens, you know? So I ended up doing that, and it looks better, especially coming from 1080p. My god, 1080p is playable, don't get me wrong, but 2K is definitely sharper. Like, I could just see it in the lights and everything, and everything's sharper. All right, so I'm at a little bit of a loss here. It feels a little dry, right? Like, I don't know if going from world to world re-rolling things is quite the experience for me or you guys at this point. As somebody who's already played the game and has experienced what this game is, from beating it to grinding it, and this is from scrub to pro, right? So obviously not a lot has changed from being our little scrubby selves to being a pro. I don't know if this is a decision that anybody else would vibe with, but just getting on, right? Like the last episode, it was fine. But this episode, I find myself not knowing where to go or what to do, you know? Like, having that specific goal in mind for this kind of game is a little hard because there's no direction, right? So the direction would be the story mode. And I've already gone over why I wouldn't want to do the story mode. It doesn't appeal to me. I did it once. I'm not trying to do it again. For this series, from Scrub to Pro, are not going to do as well as others. And I think that this might be one of those games that I got 2 really good episodes out of. I got episode 1, which was cool for me. I liked episode 1 because it was going over the core mechanics and kind of things that I liked about the game. And then episode 2 was really good because it kind of showcased where you can go, right? It showcased what you can do. And then 3 is fine because we finally got the goal done, right? We got the engineer class. This one, the goal was mundane. The goal did not have gravity towards it. Like I said, getting an amulet that's gonna have me do 10% more damage isn't going to make or break me. And the more I do realize this is, the more I realize this is that adventure mode is for after the game. And my final conclusion, even though I said in episode 2 that I don't think the story is worth it, I think you need to. I think you need to go through the story. And I know that's literally contrary to what I said in that episode 2, but I do think you need to go through the story to make this game make sense, right? Because once you get done with the story, then you can start really doing your archetype hunts. Then you could start getting items. But starting on adventure mode isn't as viable. And I do appreciate doing this because now I see that, right? So now that when I can tell somebody if I recommend the game or not, I know now that you have to get through the story. You kind of have to mud through it, right? And as much as I did not enjoy the story and mudding through it, I think it made the end game a lot better. So I think the conclusion of this episode is that we tried it. We did what we could with it. And I think we're on to the next thing. Speaking on the next thing, I think that we are going to transition one of two ways. I don't think the next one is going to be a Scrubs to Pro. I think Scrubs to Pro is a idea that can work in a bunch of games. But I think just sitting down and playing through a game might just be even better. For this transition anyway. And that game is either going to be either Baldur's Gate 3. We'll do a playthrough of we'll do a playthrough of Baldur's Gate 3. Or we'll jump into Cyberpunk, which I think will also be really fun. Because I also kind of started a playthrough with the new 2.0 as well, and I'm enjoying it so far. But obviously this would be for the channel. This would be for series. Baldur's Gate as well. I played since the beginning of early access, October 2020, and I think there's a really good potential for that as well. Because I've never actually really done that game solo, right? So I think we can do that. We can do solo plays of that game, and then solo playthrough of Cyberpunk. But for now, I think it is time to say that we have officially stayed a scrub. And we never quite got to that pro level. But that's alright. We tried. And trying is half the battle. But until next time, if you guys enjoyed this series and are looking forward to what comes next, please consider liking the video, subscribing see what we are up to so our channel can grow. See you next time. Peace.